What's up, my viewers? I'm hoping you're fine. As of today, on date 25th 2022, it's on Thursday, and we are about to head over to the weekend where we normally have a bit of some reversal that is on Thursdays and Friday, and probably the weekend on Bitcoin. And then we normally have much volatility between Tuesdays and Wednesdays, large volatility. So on Thursdays when you normally have reversals, and on Friday. So I'm hoping you're fine. I'm hoping your farm is fine. I'm also fine too. Just checking out the market, looking at all the type of funds that are in the market, and I'm loving it. It's giving us a bit of some discounts in the market so that we can be able to know what next for Bitcoin. How long should we stay on this range? Because uh, rumors are out that majority of us are thinking that we are going further down, maybe to $11,000 or $5,000 or $1,000. So we need a bit of acceleration of the FUD in the market to be able to buy things at a discount. The problem is, what are you buying? Are they fundamental projects? You're looking at the TA buying on a shorter term period. What are they building? How are they building? You know, that's why most people go wrong during the bull market. You start investing on shit coins. By shit coin, I mean any project that is telling you they're building anything. They're rather investing onto you're rather investing onto a shit coin, and then they get to rag your money. So we are live today, and we have a bit of some discussion. So I'm going to talk about all the further in the market, and also be doing a bit of analysis on Bitcoin price, and also a bit, I think, on which any other altcoin that maybe I might talk about. But I think majorly is BTC. So BTC is the king of all kings. If BTC dumps, all cryptos dump, not all stocks dump. There's nothing like Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. I really don't believe that. It's down, I think, 60 something percent, 60, it's about 65 to 60%, so we can't say that Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation. Gold also is not a serious hedge against inflation, but gold doesn't drop that much whenever we have a recession compared to stocks and equities and Bitcoin. So we begin. So first of all, the FUD in the market has been that much. Number one, you're going to start with the price. So I'm going to look at the price of BTC. Look at that rejection that we found that I was talking about. Exactly yesterday, 24 hours ago, I talked that you're about to have a rejection over here on Bitcoin at the price of $24,000 to $23,000. And I said, I'm going to pick up a short from there. I've already picked up a short and I'm out. I've already booked my profits. I don't know if it will move much lower, but I'm fine. Went back to my 1x leverage position on Bitcoin, but I went on a high leverage just to pick up a bit of some profits, and then I'm out. So we are now ranging within this bearish trend line. The question is, are we about to break this bearish trend line over here? Simply break above, go to $25,000, or we are about to test the 200 exponential moving average at the price of 26,534, or maybe the next one 34,532, or maybe 36,387. But the best target actually to short will be at even the 200 exponential moving average, which is the price of $26,768.98. Now, next up thing that you need to look at with BTC, we're going to look at BTC on the bearish trend that I was talking about, to bounce. So we're expecting that bounce to probably have the bounce. Maybe you can have a bit of some bounce at $10,000 level, not guaranteed. You can see the kind of bounce that we've been having: pump, dump, bounce, dump. Will it bounce a bit higher, then simply dump over here to $10,000, $15,000? Or are we going on a bull run, testing first of all the 200 to 200, 100, and the 50 exponential moving average? That's one thing to look at. So let's have a bit of some conversation. Number one, we've had Biden test positive for COVID-19, White House says. So it's been confirmed that the President Joe Biden has tested positive for COVID-19 and is experiencing mild symptoms. White House Press Secretary has simply mentioned this morning the president tested positive for COVID-19. He's fully vaccinated and twice boosted and experiencing very mild symptoms. He has begun taking Paxlovid. Consistent with CDC guidelines, he will isolate at the White House and will continue to carry out all of his duties fully during that time. Biden, 79, did not have a fever Thursday morning. The White House coronavirus coordinator, Dr. Ashish as mentioned, told CNN, Biden has a runny nose, dry cough, and is experiencing some fatigue. First Lady Jill Biden told reporters that she tested negative Thursday morning. I talked to him just a few minutes ago. He's doing fine, he's feeling good, she told reporters in Detroit. That's first of all. That's one fad in the market. So maybe if anything happens to him, unluckily, it can bring the market down immediately, but not that much because some of the American citizens are quite in pain with him being the president of United States of America. The next fad you're having is Joe Biden says he has cancer thanks to oil industry. Okay, fine. He said this yesterday, so we are not sure if it's true or not. Actually, he's the one who mentioned it, though, he forgets himself sometimes. I really don't know. And he said that President Biden said when he said that he has cancer, forcing the White House press office to quickly clarify that he was referring to skin cancer treatment that he had before. Okay, so simply they're saying that he had it before, not currently, but he had it before. So that he had it before taking office last year. The remark initially appeared to be a stunningly casual health announcement during a speech about global warming in which the president described emissions from oil refineries near his childhood home in Clemson. That's why I said that's why I and so damn many other people I grew up with have cancer, and why for the longest time Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation. That's the second fad you're having in the market. Third fad you're having that Tesla sells 75% of its Bitcoin holding. Elon Musk says no Dogecoin sold by company. Ha ha ha. Actually, Elon is smart. He might be buying Bitcoin with another wallet and then he's simply selling it on the other side. So maybe he sold it and then he's purchasing it through another wallet. He's smart. He's bluffing. He might be bluffing about it, saying that cryptocurrencies are not assisting on the adoption of climate change, and yet his companies are using cobalt to build the cars. So what is that? That's not simply supporting climate change. So Elon Musk owned the electric vehicle making company Tesla sold a significant amount of its Bitcoin holding. The firm said in a statement reporting its earnings for Q2, that is quarter two. The company said that it had sold 75% of its Bitcoin holdings, an investment that helped the world's now largest cryptocurrency by market cap to achieve that position surge rapidly in terms of value. So as of the end of Q2, we have converted approximately 75% of Bitcoin purchases into fiat currencies, said Tesla in a shareholder letter on Wednesday as part of its company earnings report. Conversions in Q2 added $936 million of cash to our balance sheet, it said. So Tesla in its balance sheet has reported that it owns net digital assets worth $218 million, which is down from $1.26 billion in the previous quarter. So I think they have to simply to pay some of their bills. Who knows? That's why they had to offload at least 75% of their amount, maybe to pay off some bills that will assist them somewhere else. And then you move on to the next, and the next is Who Exchange. Who Exchange have halt withdrawals, but they're allowing deposit to their exchange. Is it a rug pull for crypto maximalists? Now, crypto fallout continue as major Hong Kong exchange Who.com works to reopen some token withdrawals and Finblock scrambles for more liquidity. Let me do it. The CEO of Hong Kong-based cryptocurrency exchange Who.com tweeted early Monday that his company will open withdrawals for some tokens today, after announcing on Sunday in a blog post it will be delaying withdrawals for 24 to 72 hours. When was this article written? When was it written? It was written on June 21st. 2022, and today is July. That's 1 month ago, and all withdrawals haven't been opened. So some are saying that they have been dragged off their cash, and that's why I normally advise you guys or the viewers, please, 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 never ever keep your tokens for long term in an exchange. If you're trading within the exchange, it's fine. If you're not trading within the exchange, then leave. Okay, if you're keeping it for long term, just keep it on a cold wallet or keep it within a hard wallet. We have so many hard wallets. Trezor Wallet is one of them. Just keep them on hard wallets or cold wallets rather than keeping them exactly in an exchange. This is now the last fad I talked about. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've had 4 fad in the market, and it's bringing the market quite down. And then I'm having the last fad that I've seen today. Euro gets boost as Russian gas returns. The European Central Bank supersizes rate hike. So the rate hike today was confirmed. It was at 50 basis points. And job claims came negatively because a lot of jobs are within the European countries, that is including the UK, the US, and Germans, all European countries. There are a lot of jobs, but people are not applying for them. Why? Because of inflation. I'm being paid the same amount, but like for example, I'm being paid $1,000, but inflation is quite high at 9.1%. That means I'm losing more value with working. So what we learn to do, rather than working for 8 hours or 9 hours, let me open my own business and start running my own things where I can earn more on within my personal self-employment compared to the rest of the employment, which is I'm being employed just to be paid some certain amount of cash, and yet that cash isn't enough for me. But in the business, I can be able to have that boom season, and also I can be able to have that uh, bearish times in my personal investment. That is on your personal business. So the euro briefly gained ground against the dollar on Thursday after Russia resumed gas supplies to Europe. Actually, I think Biden played a chess game over here, and if they didn't do, if they couldn't do this, I think inflation could simply be rising higher than it is currently. So they came aggressively with sanctions, and now they have begun withdrawing sanctions from Russia. So now they are feeling the heat, and now that means Biden actually has won the battle, kinda won the battle. So the euro briefly gained ground against the dollar on Thursday after Russia resumed gas supplies to Europe, and the European Central Bank surprised markets with a 0.5 percentage point rate hike. That is a 50 basis point, sitting at just under $1.02 before the European Central Bank announced its first rate hike in over a decade. The euro shot up as high as 1.0279. What's the current price of the euro? 1.018. It later fell back to as ECB chief Lagarde spoke to journalists. Actually, it happened, I think, 2 hours ago, while ECB policymakers had flagged the hike rates in the meeting on Thursday to tame soaring inflation. Analysts were divided about whether the traditionally cautious institution will proceed with a quarter point or a half point move. The ECB had to surprise, otherwise the euro would have plunged, and they couldn't risk that. The ECB had to surprise, otherwise the euro would have plunged, and they couldn't risk that. You can see what was about to happen. That's why you are seeing the headlines: recession on the euro, recession on the euro. They had to do something, and they did it today. The ECB also introduced a new tool to counter spikes in the borrowing cost of some eurozone countries. With the resignation of the Prime Minister, Draghi increasing the political risk in Italy and sending Italian government bond yields, claiming the ECB may need to use its new tool. So today, the Prime Minister of Italy has decided to step down. Russia on Thursday restored critical gas supplies to Europe through Germany via the Nord Stream pipeline after 10 days of maintenance. European officials had worried that Russia would find a pretext to keep the gas shut off. Now they are worried of Russia not supplying them gas, having the gas prices of oil and gas pumping quite high. So we'll start seeing energy commodities trickling down bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit. On the commodities market, oil prices extended their losses with WTI below $100 after data showed US stockpiles rose more than expected last week as Americans opted not to pay for expensive petrol. That's what's happening globally. Then you move over to BTC. So we had a lot of current FUD, but it seems now that the European Union are now submitting to Russia's threats a bit, not fully, but a bit. Now we move over to BTC. Now this is Bitcoins within the 1 week time frame. Okay, with all the type of FUD that you have in the market, it doesn't seem to have that major huge pump. We are seeing the SP 500 has risen today at 0.40%, Nasdaq to 0.89%, dollar index coming a bit down to negative 0.03%. That's the DXY. Apple pumping at a 0.90%, Tesla at 8.54%. Maybe that amount that was withdrawn from BTC was able to be used in another platform where people will be able, where the Tesla may be able probably to pay off some of their debts that they had. Who knows? But it's pumped today quite high at 8.57%. Oil is down negative 3%. Gold is up 0.92%. Look at the euro. Look at the euro dollar is up 0.12%. British pound negative 0.08%. Dollar yen negative 0.19%, and Bitcoin is down negative 1.16, negative 1.23. So with the positivity with the stocks today at S&P 500 pumping to 0.40%, we are now seeing a pump also in Bitcoin pumping a bit. And then I'll be moving over to the 1 hour time frame on Bitcoin. Look at that large vector candle that has happened within the 1 hour time frame. So we dropped up to the price of 22,563, and then we pumped up to the price of 22,977, meaning that over here we tested our 100 exponential moving average, and then we went up to the 50 exponential moving average within the 1 hour time frame. So over here, if we're able to break this line and from the top, and I will make it over here, we're able to break that we're able to break the trend line over here, the bullish trend line that we're able to break from it. We broke it, and what happened? We had one large green vector candle. That was a large and engulfing vector candle that happened up to the price of $23,000. The question is, will we come back down? And the reason why we had this large vector candle is because the SP 500, that's the equities, and the Nasdaq decided to pump on a 0.90% level to the 0.40% level. Now, what happens from here? We're going to see a bit of some tiredness with the retailers pumping the price from 22,644 to 22,985. You can look at the relative strength index. We are seeing a bit of some breakout over here. We are simply having an inversion happening over there. You can see we had a bit of some breakout within the relative strength index where we might have a top to 70, and that next top where it may take the relative strength index to 70 will be at the price of will be at the price of 23,235, simply telling us that Bitcoin might have been overbought within the 1 hour time frame, but it can move higher. So Bitcoin has been able to reclaim the $23,000 level within the 1 hour time frame. It looks kind of bullish within the 1 hour time frame since already passed the bullish trend that we're expecting of. It has already surpassed it, and now we might see higher highs in the market, where we'll see Bitcoin maybe pumping to 23,600, reclaiming that if and only if the SP 500 and the Nasdaq is able to pump more. But the catch is that there isn't much volume that is happening within the equities compared to what we saw before last week. So that's why I'm saying we might have a bit of some bull trap over here before another fall. We normally have double tops. Before a breakout. I'll take an example of this. Let's look at this chart over here. Look what happened over there. Look at what happened over here at the price of 22,561. We had a double top over here where we had one and then we had two. This within the 1 hour time frame. We never had a double bottom over here. So the next thing that can happen over here, the structure never changed within the market makers. But that's what I'll mean. We might have a pump maybe up to the 23,741, reclaiming it, forcing the shorts to close their position, and then moon boys and moon girls will start going long from the 22,564, surpassing 23,774, reclaiming the $24,203. Then people will be dancing. Yes, I got on a short from $23,000 level. I got on a short from 22,500 back to 24,203. I'm in profits. And then this is where they'll simply rag you the same way they rag some individuals over here with that large weak candle and then drop. The question is, will we have a W formation over here, completion, or we're about to have an M formation with all the fat that I've simply noted up there within my tabs, breaking us down up to the price of 22,409, heading to 21,510, and then below. So you have to look at the macro aspect before looking at the micro aspect. By micro, I mean those are technical analyses you're looking at the market. On the macro aspect, I'll keep repeating, is where we are looking if it's bearish or bullish, and the macro is still telling us that things are bearish. At least those fiscal and monetary policies that are being imposed in the market are quite working well, inclusive of QT and QE, that is quantitative easing and quantitative tightening in the market. We are seeing a bit of some relaxation in the market. So What does that tell us with the quantitative tightening and quantitative easing in the markets? A bit of some reduction on the balance sheet from the Fed, which was supposed to begin this month. And you've seen the European Central Bank imposing another 50 basis point, and also they have made some agreement with the Russia to still supply gas. That's a bit of some relief, just a bit. But the FAD is still there. We are not out of the woods yet globally. We are still in danger. That means that we might have that spike over here with those kind of reliefs that people are hearing. Probably, maybe we might have pumped today because Russia decided to continue supplying gas. And then all of a sudden, when you've reached the top of the double top with the market maker also having that in the stock market, they rag us back down to even $19,000 or the $15,000 level. That's what normally happens with the market maker. That's how they play with their mind. And that's why we have noticed that most whales, not most whales, most retailers are now going long from the price of $23,000 to $24,000 because it's always human perception to see the green to be able to go long. But if they see the red, they will never want to go long, and then they are being provided as an exit liquidity. You can tell an individual, please book profits. Matic has pumped 2x, and they'll be thinking that Matic will do a 10x, Matic will do a 50x. But when things are bearish and you tell them to buy, they'll think Matic will drop another 90% down, another 70% down. It's called human characters instinct. There's always a bit of some fear that we humans normally have, especially emotions. When you bring emotions in the market, too much emotions in the market will make you get wrecked. So if you're still trading long on this resistance line from the price of 22,525 to the price of 24,268, please be careful and know what you are doing. Be careful and know what you are doing. For those individuals that went long from $46,000 to $48,000, talking of an all-time high of $150,000, they got liquidated as an exit liquidity, where Bitcoin jumped from $48,000 to even the price of $18,000 immediately. So be careful not to provide the market maker with an exit liquidity from your portfolio. We move on to the next within the 4-hour time frame. Within the 4-hour time frame, you're seeing a bit also on the breakout. First of all, you're seeing a bit of the breakout. You haven't tested any EMAs, but a bit flat in the market. Not much volume that's coming in the market. And that's why I'm saying I'm having a bit of some fear, because if Bitcoin could be bullish, you could see another continuation on the upside after the correction. It doesn't mean that Elon Musk has sold 75% of his BTC. We are simply crashing back down. And Biden stating about his skin cancer, it doesn't simply take us that much down. But Biden having COVID, that might be a bit of an issue. But you might see what will happen with the news that is coming out. But you're just having a bit of some relief, not a full relief. So this volume seems funny. So it might be trapping longs over here for some time, where longs are building their position to the price of $24,200, and then they'll drag us down. On the daily time frame, same case, nothing changes on the daily time frame. Just a bit of some double top, and you're seeing a rejection there on the daily time frame, especially at the 50 exponential moving average, where we have just seen a week from the 23,345 to the price of 24,425, and then we are coming back down where I'm looking at the first retest at $21,510. If we're able to break the $21,510, then I'll be looking at the lows of the price at maybe back to $19,100 or $18,500. Then I'm moving over to look at Matic. I'm being asked about Matic. So Matic, yes, Matic, I stated that Matic, this was the demand zone for Matic over here at the price of 0.4471, where we were having that range. So we came up at that demand zone, broke it, then came back to retest that zone at the price of 0.4556, which was the demand zone. What happened? We pumped up, came down, pumped up. Now this one is in the 1-day time frame. It's simply been averagely been overbought. That this is Matic. Let me remove this. Just averagely been overbought, and then you've just seen a spike from 0.83 back to the price of 0.90. So be careful and book your profits from Matic. This token has averagely been oversold. Wait for that retest low. Remember, It has just tested the 100 exponential moving average twice. 1 week, second week within the 1 day time frame, then pumped up immediately. So if it's able to drop to the price of 0.7763, that's where you should be able to at least take a bit of some position to long. But as you can look at your chart, it hasn't touched 0.7763. It has touched 0.7966 almost, but it didn't. So if you kept your price, if you kept your buy limit at 0.7763, that is what captured. But apologies, that's how market is. Don't be emotional about it. And please, as you're watching this, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And like, share, and subscribe the video, the channel to your relatives, friends, or any other person. So thank you for that. Then we continue. So if you had that price of 0.7763, then you could be able simply to now buy it at a spot price, let it pump back up. So the highest limit, maybe it might now start testing the 200 exponential moving average at the price of 1.0501. So we can see some profits have been booked from the price of 0.52, the price of 0.6126, then another one from 0.8294 to the price of 0.9740, coming back down. So we'll see what market does within this shorter time frame or the longer time frame. I don't want to do a deep analysis on this, but myself, I won't want to get onto any altcoins as of now. I want to see how the market reacts, especially with the FOMC meeting that is coming up next week on Wednesday, between Tuesday to Thursday, and I'm expecting a 75 basis point. If it's 100 basis point, that's not being expected in the market. That's a bit harsh. That's a bit aggressive. It will crash the market down. And the reason why people are excited is because the Fed and the ECB said they are going to have a soft landing. They're going to launch soft landing tools to combat inflation in the economy. Those are lies from the government. Never believe what the government says. They said inflation is transitional. Right now, inflation is something else. So with Matic, I won't want to get onto any altcoins as of now. If you can look at the oil is starting to come back up. It fell to the price of 91.65, came back up, went to 95.25 with that news coming out from the gas and supply of oil starting to increase. So the supply of oil and gas is increasing globally, but the price is now starting to trickle down just a bit, waving between $95 to $105 and $110. So a breakout might happen over here, but it seems that the price of oil will start coming back down. So if oil is able to break the price of 93.03, then I'll be a bit bullish. I'll be a bit bearish on the oil's price, having that retest to 84.40, and then I'll close my position if oil is able to break 93.03, which is now their support. And the resistance line is at 101.60. Then the next resistance line will be at 104.65. That is on oil. Now, about the dollar index, I won't talk much about the dollar index. Look, oh wow, Tesla is pumping further, 9.51%. Wow, nice, 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 nice. That's nice. Tesla is a nice stock that will also maybe I'll buy it in future. I'll buy more, or I'll not buy at all. Then we move over to accumulation stage. Accumulation stage. This is where the funny things goes at. And as I finish this session, I'll just go back and redo the BTC prediction on the 15-minute time frame, 30-minute time frame, and the 1 hour time frame only, as I've done it earlier. So if you can check on the Wells shadow, okay, I'm using the site called Look Into Bitcoin. So if I'm looking at the Wells shadow, look, within the 7 to 9 year, you can look at the bar. This is between 7 to 9 year and the 10 year. So we're now seeing traders, okay, Bitcoin maximalists that were there earlier between 7 to 9 years and 10-year plus are starting to move their Bitcoin. Why? Why are they moving their Bitcoin at these prices? What has simply sparked them up? Is it about recession? Is that about the fall of the dollar? Is it about the fall of the euro? Why has it spiked immediately up? That's the funny thing that we're seeing in the global market, Why? What's happening? 7 to 9 years is when they are waking up from the dead. How? Okay. What has spiked them up? Same thing spiked them up during 2018. And this large spike was the last run over here during 2017. Spiked up more, they sold, came back down. And then we spiked up more, then you're coming back down. Something is brewing behind the charts. Then if you look at the Bitcoin wallet size, they're accumulating more. Currently, if you can look at this chart, look at 2012. The address with one BTC is the yellow line, then the price of Bitcoin is now the other line. If you can look at the price of Bitcoin, the first time that they met the beginning, the accumulation of Bitcoin at the 1 BTC was when Bitcoin has a price of 3,722 BTC. This was during 2019. But the addresses started increasing from 62,000, 112,000, 136,000, 200,000, 356,000, 476,600, and then it went up to 717,000, went up again past the price of Bitcoin, went above the price. So more people are accumulating price of 1 BTC during the COVID time, where it pumped up to 2020, March, then again came back down. The accumulation stopped a bit. This is when the bull cycle was continuing much further, and now more BTC is being accumulated above 1 Bitcoin. So if you look at the last time they accumulated was December 15th, 2020, and that's why we began our Bitcoin bull cycle from January. When the price was up above it, now they're starting to accumulate more. Now we are having 846,006 addresses that have accumulated Bitcoin. This is above 1 BTC. So whales are accumulating while retailers are running away from Bitcoin's price for Ethereum price, saying, oh, I'm waiting for $1,000 in Bitcoin's price so that I can be able to buy. You may never find that $1,000 price. You may never find zero price in Bitcoin. You may never find $10 price, $10,000, 15, 20, or maybe furthermore. It might never come back down to that price, but macro still tells us that things are bearish. We'll see how it turns out next month. Look at the wallets in the 10 BTC. So the first time it passed during 2015. At this price, it was worth 115,829 BTC. Came back up. Accumulation was moving on during that time until 2019. And then the price went lower. Again, it started to invert back up above the price at addresses worth 149,409 BTC. Previously, before the bull cycle began, it was now at 154,285. So it has just decreased a bit by 5,000 addresses down. So some were selling as others are beginning to accumulate more Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has just pumped with that engulfing candle that has happened, and it has just pumped at this low price, which seems to be a nice support over here at 22,542. The question is, are we heading over to a range over here? So Bitcoin looks bullish on the 1 hour time frame. So that means we might have pumped to that double top of 24,236 within the 1 hour time frame. I've already said it within the first video, so I'm going quite fast. Apologies if you think I'm too fast. Just decrease the speed on the YouTube settings, or take it slow by listening or keep the caption. Then the next step also, it seems bullish within also the 4 hour time frame. So we might see a pump back. So I'm expecting maybe a bit of some pump back up to $24,000 or even 23,000, or even back to the 23,694 or $24,000, having the double top. And this is the range that I'm looking at. Should we have that W formation over here, or we are having the completion of the M formation and then we trickle back down, or maybe we pump back up? So I'm looking at the top up to $24,000. I was able to close my short position yesterday when I did it during the session. Woke up in the morning, book your profits, then move over to the next. So I'm thinking of a long to 24,028 in the price where it might be. I'm not going long from here. I'm not going short. I'm keeping my portfolio out of the market currently. I don't want to be emotional. Any breaking news can happen, especially with the Biden news. So I'm out of the market currently, seeing how it's going to play out, because I'm seeing low volume. I'm not interested in the low volume that is happening in the pump. This seems to be a fake pump with low volume. Look at the equities. on the SP 500 at 0.63%. It began negative at negative 0.2%, but when President Lagarde was speaking, that's the president of the European Central Bank was speaking, it was quite negative. But after she spoke, is when it started increasing to 0.010%. 0.20%, and now it's at 0.65%. So I'm looking at a long position up to 24,028. Maybe I might take that long position to 24,028, book my profits, then come out of the market. But nothing over here is financial advice. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes. Yes. Then the lastly I love to look is let's look at our bookmap a bit. It's funny how the liquidity that was at 22,000 just left like that. Remember, yesterday we were having liquidity of BTC worth 1,200 Bitcoin at the price of $22,000 level. But the market makers decided, no, no, no. Let's move that liquidity out and start distributing among these patterns. Why? What changed in the pattern? It was between $22,000 to $21,800. Where did the liquidity come from? Where did it go to? They simply erased that liquidity at $22,000, and that means they are now allowing maybe a drag back down to zero. Just a direct snapshot back down of Bitcoin price below $20,000. There isn't any liquidity at $20,000. We might have a rack down to $20,000 immediately, or even $19,000 immediately on Bitcoin's price. Now they're keeping liquidity over here at the price of 23,000, worth 500 and 600 BTC. Then another liquidity has built has deciding to build up at the price of 23,100, worth 255 BTC. Then at 23,300, I think 350 BTC. Look, the 23,100 BTC is now fully gone. We are now seeing much liquidity at the $23,000 level, worth 623 BTC. That means the whales won't want to move lower than 23,000 Bitcoin in price currently. Look at that large green vector candle that happened from 22,700 to the price of 22,900. It's now coming back down the red vector candle, trying to engulf the previous green vector candle. The question is, if you're able to surpass the previous green vector candle, head lower than $22,700, with the price of $22,500, that might be just a bit bearish on Bitcoin. But that liquidity at $20,000 was gone, so be careful with what's happening in the price. But if you can look at the 23,200, we are seeing large sell limit orders, especially at 23,500. We are seeing 780 BTCs. This is their new target, $23,500. That's their new target, 780.9 BTC. Because at 20,500 BTC is where I was saying is where I'll be able to long up to my Bitcoin, up to my price. Let's see. You can see I said I'll only long up to the price of $24,000. So the question is, might it be a double top? Remember, I said there's much liquidity at $22,000 level. We arrived at $22,340 level. We didn't arrive exactly at $20,000 level yesterday. Today, we are seeing liquidity being at $23,500 level. Might we break the $23,500 level, head over to $24,000 level where they're going to trap the longs, head back down? We aren't sure yet, but along up to $24,000 level or $23,500 to $24,000 level is a good point to look at Bitcoin on the shorter time frame. Not financial advice. This is only for entertainment only. So do what you have to do best. If you're leveraging, be careful with high leveraging in the markets. That's what I can talk about BTC. And lastly, I'll look at Ethereum. We had a gap to fill over here with Ethereum. Look at the gap. We had a gap to fill where we fill the gap at between 1,030 to 1,254. Then you had another gap at 1,054 to 1,441. So you're seeing an incline up of Ethereum. I'm going to check this within the 1 hour time frame on Ethereum. If Bitcoin is able to pump up to the price of 5%, we might have another double top over here within Ethereum, looking at the price back up to $1,623 is just the price that I'm looking at Ethereum. Though it pumps higher because it's an altcoin, I'm just looking at the price of 1,623 as a top for me on Bitcoin if I'm going long, but I don't want to go long on Ethereum, because if I'm on high leverage and I'm going long Ethereum, it might be liquidate me quite fast. So I rather go with Bitcoin rather than Ethereum. So I really don't trust Ethereum, but I'm looking at the price of 1,623. If you're able to have that top of 1,623, then retest just a bit, pump a bit, trap longs, then head back down. We'll be talking of a double top over here. We'll talking a double top over here. On Ethereum, this is within the 1 hour time frame. If I'm checking on the 4 hour time frame, and then I'm looking at the same double top. As you can see, the pattern can play out as a double top up to the price of 1,623, coming back down to testing the 1,441. If you were to test the 1,441, I'll be a bearish on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we'll have the completion of that information if we'll be bullish. The question is, are we moving back down from here? Look, this is an information that you're seeing from here. Let me draw it quite well. So you're having an M formation over here, an M formation. So you're having an M formation over here, double top. Will it complete the M formation? Are we going above the M formation, inclining the shorts, creating the shorts from at 1,623, moving further up to $1,800? You start booking a profit at this double top for 1,623. Let the M formation complete, head back down. If it's not an M formation, then it will be a W formation, ladies and gentlemen. W formation. It might come back down, then move back up. So be careful on Ethereum and Bitcoin. So that's what I had for you today. I'm hoping all of you enjoyed the content. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. So that's the analysis that I've done today. I might do another analysis tomorrow where we normally have weak low moves and then we normally have reversals during the weekend, where we normally have fake pumps and fake dumps in the market. So if anything changes, on Friday, we normally have less volatility. If any changes tomorrow, I'll do a session tomorrow on Friday as a closure to see what happens, or I'll do a session on Saturday. But highly, I'll do it on Saturday, on Friday, and then I'll do another session on Monday on the weekly open. So take care of yourself. Have a nice time. Have a blessed week. Have a blessed weekend if you're not be able to do any session tomorrow or during the weekend. So cheers and peace. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel and also the content. So thank you and peace.